Yeah, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good morning,
Yeah,
ma'am.
morning, sir.
Yeah,
Good
morning,
morning,
ma'am.
sir.
Yeah. Let me see last class. Yeah. This was the one we did, right?
Yes, sir.
As we are saying, joins we learned, like inner join, left outer, right outer, full outer joins, and then subqueries, ma'am. Subquery is where we write one SQL query inside another SQL query like this. Yeah, and I was discussing some interview type of questions, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then we discussed the DML, DDL statements, right? DML, data manipulation language statements. Like manipulating means we want to modify the records in a table. Like we want to insert a new record, update a record, existing record, delete existing record, like that. So these are the statements what you have to understand, ma? Update. Okay, and how do you modify a value? We use a keyword called set. Update table name, set column name equal to some updated value. Ma? Yeah, without where condition, if you write, it will update all the records. Other with where condition, if you specify, it will update only the specified records. No? Next,
Yes.
to delete the records, we write delete table name. So delete will delete only records. Table will be there. Okay, table
Yes,
untadi
sir.
kada, table will be there, right? Only records will be deleted.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So in the next DDL statements we have understood, like create a table, alter the structure of table, right? But suppose I am adding one extra column. Okay, I am removing the column in a table. Okay, drop table will completely remove the table also, right?
Yes, sir.
So delete will delete only records, whereas drop will remove the table also. Yeah, and next there is truncate also is there in one statement in SQL. So truncate also to delete records only. But in truncate we cannot use where condition, ma. But the meaning, if I say delete table name, delete table name and truncate table name also both are same. To delete all records in the employee table, right? This statement may delete employee. And also here truncate table employee. Also meaning is same. This will also delete all records in employee table. Okay, meaning is same, but what it will do, delete employee, truncate table name also will do the same thing. Okay, but what is the differences we have understood? So if you delete, there is a chance we can roll back it, right? We can undo, we can get back the records. But whereas truncate, if you do, we cannot roll back the records, right? Yeah. In delete, we can use where condition to delete specific records. But whereas in truncate, we cannot use where condition. Yeah. So these differences are understood. Okay. In the next, these are pending what we have to do this week. Like, constraints, transactions, views, procedures, triggers, union, all. And something about database testing, right? Like what we have to do in database testing, what we have to consider. Okay. These are the pending.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We talk about what we call the constraints, first of all. Yeah. And now let me conclude what we did in the last 2 weeks, ma. Yeah. Select to select data from single table we have understood. Yeah, we have used a where condition. Where condition, in where condition you are using greater than equal to.
Yes, sir.
Less than or equal to. Then maybe we are using and or between. Okay, not between, in, not in, right? Not in. Is right. Is for null values. Is not. Next we have seen group by. They were having order by. Yeah, we have used about distinct. Then what we call limit some number, limit some n like that. Yeah, and next we have seen joins and then subqueries. These are all what we discussed in the last 2 weeks classes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so joins, how to select. Yeah, when to use joins if you are selecting data from 2 or more tables, right? Yeah, to
Yes, sir.
select, what do you call, to select whatever, the columns, right? To select data from 2 or more tables, then we are using joins. But subquery is varied. One SQL query inside, one SQL query inside another SQL query, right? So here the inner query will execute first. Inner query will execute first. The output of inner query is input for outer query.
Input of outer.
So inner query is executed first, and output of inner query is input for outer query. Okay, like that you can write subqueries. Yeah, we can also do something. For example, yeah, all of you are having clarity, right? How to write select statement, these things, and then we have understood what we call DML and DDL, right? Yeah,
Yes, sir.
DML is like insert, update, delete.
Delete.
Whereas DDL is like, create, alter,
Truncate.
okay. Okay, if I'm asking question like, I have one employee table. I have an employee table. Just I want to, I want to, manipulate some data, but I want to backup of this. But I want to take a backup of this employee, all records into some other table. I want to take backup of all employee records into some other table. Then I can do some modification in employee table. Okay. If everything success, it's fine. Otherwise, I have a backup copy, right? Even if something goes wrong, I have a backup of all the records of employee table.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
how do I, I can do like this also. But if I say, for example, insert into, can I say EMP temporary? Okay, what is the table name? Insert into table name. Insert into, what is the meaning? Insert into EMP
Table name, sir.
temporary, right? EMP underscore temporary table, employee underscore temporary table. If I write like this, select star from employee. Yeah, what this will do? It will select, see, insert is trying to insert records, right? After,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
see the SQL query, after insert, what you have to write? Insert, then you have to write the, here I have not written, but okay. Insert, if you want to insert records, what do you write SQL query now? Insert into employee, you have to tell values right here. Values, what are the values you want to insert into employee table? We have to tell, right? Employee ID, let's say 1001 is the employee ID. Employee name, okay? Some employee name, some salary, let's say 5, some amount more like that, right? So this is going to insert one record into the employee table, right?
Yes, sir.
This is how we write my SQL query to insert a record into employee table. Okay, insert into table name, values, and like this you have to write. Okay, but if I write something, insert into employee, instead of writing values, if I write select data from some other table, then what it will do? Insert into employee temporary. What values? Select star from employee. Whatever we select, that we are inserting into employee
temporary table.
Now what it will do? All the records of employee table are inserted into EMP temporary table. Like this also we can do.
Yes, sir.
Right now, what is this query will do here? Select all records from all records and all columns also, no? All columns, because we said star, right? All records and all columns from employee table are inserted into EMP temporary table, ma. Yeah, like this we can do that. Yeah, okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's fine, ma. Like this you can do. Then like insert, update, delete, DDL statements like this. Yeah, in the next asset, today we need to talk about what we call constraints. Yeah. So what is constraint means? Constraint means some conditions, meaning of constraint. Constraint means conditions or what we call rules. Okay, some conditions, some rules. Okay, those are all what we call constraint means. Okay, sir, we have some constraints means what is the meaning?
No,
If
some
somebody,
rule.
yeah, if somebody is asking, you are working in some company and somebody is asking you to do favor, what do you say? No, we can't do because we have some constraints. We can't do. Means you have some rules, right? You can't do beyond that, yes or not? You have some restrictions, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You
Yes,
can't
sir.
interfere in those activities. That's what the meaning, right? Constraint means you have some conditions, some restrictions. The conditions or rules or what do you call restrictions, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's the meaning of constraint means. Okay, but for example, yeah, if I take employee table, if I have employee ID, employee name, okay, let's say designation, salary, okay, let it be like this. If I say 100 is the employee ID, employee name, let's say some name, okay, some designation, okay, some salary, okay, employee ID, can I say one more employee with 100?
Yes, sir.
No, ma. Can I have one more employee with the same ID?
No, sir. No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
No, right? See, what can be duplicated here? Name may be duplicated, right? Two employees can have same name.
Same name. Yes, sir.
There is a possibility, right? More than one employee can have same name, right? Yeah, more than one employee can have same designation. Yeah, he is also HR and he is also HR.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
More than
Yes,
one
sir,
employee
this-
can have same salary, right? Salary, there is a possibility.
Yes,
There is
sir.
a possibility. There is a salary, more than one employee can have same salary. There is a possibility. More than one employee may have same designation. More than one employee can have same name.
Yes,
But
sir.
more than one employee can have same name. Sir, same ID.
No.
No, right? Yeah. Now we want to maintain employee ID to be unique. But normalga, when a developer create a table, right? When developer create a table, so even if we enter duplicate values, it will accept. But here we need to restrict, right? Yeah. By default, every column will accept duplicates. By default, every column accepts duplicates. Okay. So here, as employee ID must be
Unique.
as employee ID must be unique, and also not null, right? Not null.
Okay,
Employee ID
sir.
can be null value, unknown
No,
value.
sir. No, sir.
No. So here employee ID must be unique and also not null. So developer have to, right? Have to create a constraint. Yeah, called primary key. Okay, primary key on employee ID table, employee ID. So that means if any column, we want to make it as a not null, and also it must be unique, then what is the constraint we should have created? Primary key. So if primary key is created, primary key is created in a column. What is the meaning? The column, okay, the column
Is unique.
which has primary key will not allow null values and also duplicates. The primary key column will not allow null values and duplicates.
Duplicates.
Yeah. So once primary key is created, now employee ID, if you give again same ID, it won't accept. Even if you give null value, it won't accept.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, there is another rule. So how many primary keys we can create on a table? On any table, only one primary key is allowed to create. So we can create only one primary key.
Only one primary.
So that means, sir, employee ID is one primary key. Like employee name is one more primary key. I can't create two primary keys on a table. So on any table, there must be only any table, only one primary key is allowed to create. Only one primary key is allowed, right? Yeah. So we can't create more than one primary key on a table. Okay. But so one primary key, only one primary key can be created on one column or combination of columns can be primary key. In a combination of columns also I can create one primary key. So say one primary key is created only an employee ID, or primary key can be created on combination of columns also.
Yes, sir.
Combination of columns also. Okay, so then combination of columns can be primary key, but this we use another word for, there is another terminology we use called composite key. But there is no this keyword, but the terminology point of view, only terminology point of view, we call it as a composite key. But when we create primary key only. But while creating, primary key is only created. But combination of columns having primary key is called a
Composite.
Composite key.
Combination of columns. Combination of columns having which key?
Primary.
Primary key. A combination of columns having primary key is called a composite key.
Composite.
And again, we don't create composite key. There is nothing like create a composite key. No. There is nothing like create a composite key.
Yes,
So
sir.
we create a primary key only, but combination of columns.
Columns.
And then when you create, okay, before going to this is okay. Primary key on one single column.
Yes,
This
sir.
column will not allow duplicates, right?
And null values.
And also null value it won't allow. Okay, combination of columns if you create primary key. See, individually column can have duplicates, but combination cannot be duplicated. Combination cannot be duplicated.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Individually there can be duplicate values, but combination cannot be duplicated. So what is the meaning? Okay, let me take a table like, there is a table called orders. So there is a column order ID. Order ID. Okay, let's say customer ID. Date of order. Product ID. Quantity. What is the amount? No? Amount. Yeah, like that some details are there. Okay, this is order details. Yeah, what is the order details has? A customer ID. Okay, date of order, what date he has placed an order. What is the product ID. What is the quantity, right? How much quantity has placed under, what is the amount here? Can I say customer ID C1? Okay, anukunnamma C1 customer.
Okay, sir.
Date. On what date? There's some date, let's say 07/05. Okay, 2022. Product ID P1. He has placed 20 quantity. Amount, either some amount, let's say. My same C1 customer on 7/05/2022. P2 product 30 quantity. Yeah, this is 6,000. Yeah, customer ID can be duplicated, right? Because same customer is placing another products.
Yes, sir.
Date can be duplicated on the same day.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Quantity also can be duplicated, right?
Yeah, yes.
We want, this is also 20 only, but this product price is higher, so it is amount is 6,000 something. So there
Yes,
is
sir.
C2 customer on same date, 5/2022. P1 product he has placed with 30 quantity, which is 7,000 something. And a product ID also can be duplicated, right? Because another customer is placing the same product, right?
Yes, sir.
With the 30 quantity with a different price, that's okay. So now here customer ID can be duplicated, date can be duplicated, product ID can be duplicated, quantity can be duplicated, amount also can be duplicated. Am I understood, right? No, first let us understand this table. Is there any column which is unique?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
Yeah, no, Gadama, no column has unique values, right? All columns can be duplicated. Okay. But suppose, for example, yeah, in the morning, this customer has placed P1 product with quantity 20. ఆ రోజు ఏం చేశాడమ్మా కస్టమర్ C1 కస్టమర్ ఈ P1 product he need 20 quantity అని he placed an order. But after 1 hour or after 2 hours on the same day, yeah, he wanted, initial గా 20 పెట్టాడు మా quantity. He need ఇంకొక 20 more. he need ఇంకొక 10 more. ఇంకొక 10 కావాలమ్మా.
Yes, sir.
He needed 10 more, ఇంకొక 10 కావాలమ్మా. He placed 20, but he said, he needed 10 more. So suppose if you put like this, 2022, if I say same product with the 10 more, okay, and then if I say, for example, 2000 is the price. Say, for example, if I place like this, now if you see the data, if you see this data, and if you see this data, in the back office people, how they can interpret it, back office people then ఎలా అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి? How the back office people can understand? Is that, customer wanted 20 or 10 or 30, which is correct? He need
30, sir.
20
30, sir.
or he need 10 or he need 30.
30, sir.
30, sir.
అది ఎలా తెలుస్తుంది? Because everything is duplicated. నాకు ఎలా తెలుస్తుంది? Maybe customer placed 20, then he decided, no, I don't want 20, I need only 10. That may be his intention. In the morning he placed 20 quantity, but after some time he decided that no, sorry, I want only 10.
We cancel.
Yeah. So if the data is like this, now it's a confusion, right? Either 20 or 10 or maybe 30. You don't know, right? We cannot assume. Yes or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So what is that? This creates a confusion, right? So here what we are expecting now, what we should have done, suppose if customer decided that, he placed 20, if he wanted to, no, not 20, we need only 10, then he should have edited this, right? You should have edited this back to 10, right? Instead of 20, you should have modified it to 10, right? Instead of placing a new order details.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I mean, instead of 20, you should have modified it to 10, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Ledo, he need 30, and I mean he need 10 more. Then you should have modified this to 30, right, instead of 20. And this value we should have modified, right, rather than creating another
New
record.
value. Yes, sir.
Okay. So if all values are duplicated and it allows to do like this, if it allows to do like this, it's a confusion, right? Okay. So that's why what we say here is, we will say, can we put, say, individually customer ID can duplicate, individually date can duplicate, individually product ID can duplicate, but combination of these three cannot be duplicated. Yes or not? A combination of these three columns cannot be duplicated, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
here, combination of these things, I'm creating a primary key. So primary key is created on combination of customer ID, date of order, comma, product ID. So if I create a primary key on combination of these three columns, a primary key and a combination of a combination of these three columns, if I create a primary key, then what it will do? Oh, individually column can have a duplicate, but combination cannot have duplicate, right? Again, if I create C1, same date, same product ID, combination cannot be duplicated.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that's what the meaning. If you create a primary key on what you call, on combination of columns. So combination of columns cannot have duplicates, but individually it can be duplicated, date can be duplicated, individually product ID can be duplicated. But if I try to create a same customer 2 on same date, 2002, with same product, if I try to do, now this will give an error.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Remember, this is error. You can't create with same customer, same date, same product, you can't create. This is an
Yes.
error.
Yes, sir.
So that is the meaning of combination of columns, which is created as a one primary key. Okay, ma? Yeah. So first of all, what is primary key? Yeah, if primary key is created in a column, that will not allow null values, and also it will not allow duplicate values. Okay. Yeah. Next, usually primary key is created on what columns? Is created on which columns? But let's take, if you take employee table, maybe employee ID must be a primary key, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, like that. If you take, for example, customers table, then you can take customer ID as a primary key. Let's say, for example, orders table. Can you take order ID as a primary key? Every order should have one unique number, right?
Yes, sir.
Like that. So if you take any tables like this, like if you take a student table, when you can what you call student ID must be a primary key, like that. So these type of columns can be created as primary key, like employee ID, customers table or customer ID, orders table, order ID, students table, student ID. Like that we can create a primary.